Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome back to the Odisha Women's League, specifically to Cuttack, as we get ready for a high-stakes Group A clash between two top teams. It's almost time, everybody, for match number 18 between KIIT, KISS, NITA FA, here in this sunny day at Odisha Police Stadium. The two teams that walk down to the middle as they share a few handshakes. This will be the last time they're gonna be all friendly and nice for the next 90 minutes, because this will be a brawl, an important game for both of these teams in this stage of the tournament. As we get closer and closer to the playoffs, there's gonna be a whole lot more pressure on both these teams to perform then. It's toss time. I think toss has been won by KIIT. Chosen to take a side, which means it'll be NITA FA starting us off in this first half. But as the players make their way now to their respective halves, we are just moments away from kickoff here at Cuttack. Now we'll take a look at the starting 11 then for KIIT. It's Ankita Naik, Bharati Oram, Ashika Oram, Sama Murmu, Salj Soran, who's the captain, Jalami Santa, Jyotsna Mundari, Rilaneka, Basha Darua, Kumari, Seema Naik, and Gemma Soy, who's their goalkeeper. They're playing four subs then. Mamita, Simrani, Salji, Mardi, and Draupadi Boy. Just four subs for this game then for KIIT. It's a very hot day, but I guess they don't have the players available for them. NITA FA, who are they starting? Susmita Punat goalkeeper, Amruta Naik, Pipali Mahanti, Roshni Tiga, Ipshita Raut, Pragyan Krishna, Kishan, Kundongbam Ambalika, Suleika Kanha, Janhabi Kishan, Sheila Singh, and Rukmani Murmu. They having a lot more subs though. NITA FA. One thing that I've been mentioning constantly throughout this tournament is you have to have bench strength to win this tournament. Got to be playing most of the games in this baking hot weather as we get kickoff underway then. NITA FA, get us going. Like I was saying, you're going to have your bench strength ready, because we're going to be playing in a lot of these hot conditions throughout the tournament. It is peak summertime here in India, so it's going to be a lot more hotter here than any other time of the year. So the players have got to be, the teams, I should say, have got to be well prepared for that. KIT, they're going to struggle when it comes to making substitutions when players start getting tired, start getting cramps. That's why they've got to utilize this early phase of football as they try and do it now. Ball gets cleared out for NITA FA. So we're a minute in, but as of now, no team soundly had possession. NITA FA, after kickoff, they've had the ball for a little while before getting it turned over. What can they do offensively as they drive down now? Ball goes to number 14, who's been a prolific player for them. Suleika Kanha, she's been one of the team's best offensive players, but this time round, she gets called for offside. But it's good to see NITA FA launching attacks, being brave to push forwards, even though there's a possibility of offside. They're willing to push forwards and hope to get goals early in the game, because early breakthroughs could go a long way in determining how this game pans out as they try to look for their first steal. On the right flank, the goalkeeper steps out a long way, manages to get it cleared, but didn't necessarily think that was the right decision. But as long as it works, I presume. A brave decision by the goalkeeper to step forwards. Not many goalkeepers would have done so in that position. She gets the ball cleared out for a team. And the throw-in results in a goal kick. So no harm done there by NITA FA. They look to get their first opportunity of the game to score. So far, it is NITA FA who are on the front foot. They're playing more aggressively, you could say, than KIIT, but both these teams have got a whole lot of potential to play aggressively as they push forwards again. Then Tuleka get there, not quite. Goal kick went quite low there. Didn't really have too much elevation on it and almost allowed NITA FA to get the first goal of the game. Just a little bit too much on that forward pass to Tuleka, and it will result in another goal kick. But KIIT, they are living on the edge as of now. Here comes their second goal kick opportunity. This time a whole lot better. And guess what? They managed to maintain possession down the left side. When the attempt to drive in, they have been stopped momentarily by NITA FA. It's not over as of now, and it won't be over for KIIT on this possession as a throw-in is called in favor of the team in blue. Both these teams trying to maximize the early stage of this game. And as of now, it is NITA FA possession as it gets turned around to Team in Blue's possession now. But this is sort of when a lot of mistakes can happen. It's the start of a game. You're feeling nervy. You don't really know what's about to happen, whether you're gonna play good, play bad. You're not set. That's all I'm saying. And so this is a nervy time to be playing football, and both these offenses will try to take use of that. NITA FA try to go in once more, being called, dribbling the ball out of bounds. I'll give the ball back to KIIT. The team in blue not being able to keep possession. They give it back to NITA FA. They're still continuing their drive in. They will have a throw-in opportunity, but there seems to be a player down a little earlier on. A little further up the football field, closer to the center. They're going to have to get the medics on. Check if she's all right. She's able to get up right about now. That's player number 7 of NITA FA, Chita out. Another crucial part of the team. NITA FA, I must remind you, they are the 2-time defending champions. They've won the last 2 editions of this Odisha Women's League. They look to take one again this year to get a three-peat. Quarter now for NITA FA as they try to get the first goal of the game. They have had majority of the possession and they've been able to control the ball a little better than KIIT. But will that pay off for the team in white? Will it earn them their first goal? Here comes the corner. It's gone quite low, but it's got a lot of distance to it. Does it go in? Not quite. The kick from number 5. Blocked by the defense and goes wide for a goal kick. A great corner from NITA FA. I'll tell you what, we haven't really had too many outstanding corners this tournament. So I thought this one right up there for one of the best, but doesn't yield the all-important breakthrough. NITA FA definitely looking a lot more feisty in these first 10 minutes, at least the first 7.5 minutes, where you can say. Haven't found the first goal of the game. Not just yet. Played on to the other side once again. They'll get another throw in to help their chances of finding the first goal. Here it comes. Goes quite long, but way off direction. Still somehow managed to keep a hold of the ball. They don't manage to keep a hold of the ball. KIIT managed to take it away from the women in white. They're not able to generate any attack whatsoever. Once again, there's a change in possession, and then this time it'll go the way of NITA FA. So apart from the one corner opportunity, and a few seconds after it was taken, neither of these teams have really had a standout opportunity, but might be one coming the way of NITA FA number 14. What a shot! It's gone into the goal, but I think she might have been offside, Zuleika. It was a nice strike, but it will not count for NITA FA as they played it on. Zuleika most certainly offside. You can't see her in the frame until quite a fair bit. I think the furthest defender there was player number 2, and she was past her. Yes, indeed, it will be an offside kick for the team in blue. Goes quite low, but who has got that ball? That's the main question. And as of now, it is KIIT, but as they once again, as they look to press forward, they have been halted by NITA FA's defense. Well, the team in blue, they haven't really had possession for majority of this game. I think that's mostly because whenever they get on the ball, something like this happens. They kick it in and it goes the other way. Or they have the ball at the halfway line, but just as they try to transition it to offense, just as they try to get down NITA FA's half, they've been halted every single time by the defense. But now, a little bit more aggression from the team in blue as they try to win the ball back. They'll be unsuccessful in doing so as of now. The throw-in should go the way of NITA FA. It does go the way of NITA FA, but again, they're not able to keep possession. But a little defensive error allows the team in white to progress forwards, or does it? Number 19 does well to retake possession. There's a lot of pressure now on KIIT's defensive line. Huge loads of pressure, and they're going to have to push the ball back, just like they do in rugby. Whenever there's so much pressure, they play it back to the other side in order to ease some of that pressure and possibly even get a goal from it. Well, in rugby terms, get a try. But that's actually smart football when there's lots and lots of pressure. If you force the offense to start back from square one, that sort of cuts off the momentum, enabling better chance at stopping them, potentially even getting a goal. KIIT almost got a breakthrough there. The goalkeeper way out of position. They struck a clean shot there. Would have most certainly gone to the back of the net, but not to be for the team in blue. As here come NITA FA all the way through. It was so good. That cross was almost on point, but no player could get their head or their foot to the ball. Not even Suleika was on the far end. Went sailing past everybody there, and it will be a goal kick to KIIT. The goal kick, team in blue, they're focused on kicking it in, and so they haven't really been accurate with so as to where the balls ended up. And now that gives NITA FA an opportunity to strike, maybe. If they play it back, they're going to go in for a cross. Yes, they are. Does it find the right player? Suleika's almost there. As offsides called by the referee. Not the first time Suleika's been offside today. Not the second time even. Maybe the third. When the flag is raised, the hand goes up. And we're once again sent back to square one. Sub kick goes quite a long way, almost to the halfway line. I think it was past the halfway line. And this time, possession has been held by KIIT. As they try to play it forward, they've lost it. Number 7 getting dangerously close to the goalkeeper. And almost taking the ball away from the goalkeeper. But NITA FA do well there in order to not only keep a hold of the ball from goalkeeper's pass, that they're continuing to play it forwards. Now number 12, as she tries to dribble in, though a little error, gives the ball back to KIIT. Is the long ball in? Surely if that had gone past the defense, would have found number 7. But here we go, another attack maybe for NITA FA. Not quite, a little bit too much on that forward pass. Once again, it'll end up being a throw-in for KIIT. Well, exciting phase of football there, up until that throw-in. NITA FA had opportunities. KIIT looked like they might press a little more. But regardless of the events over the past 4.5 minutes, the scoreline remains the same. It's still KIIT 0, NITA FA 0 as we approach the 15th minute in this football game. It's a long throw in, I think. A foul called by the referee indeed. So it'll be a free kick for NITA FA. I wouldn't really say that's in the best of positions for goal scoring wise, but it's all about what you do with the kind of position that you're in. A great free kick, but once again, just barely missing the players there. Great effort, just not good enough. But it's even way they do get the ball back, swiftly taken away by KIIT. But here comes the pressure from the team in white. Can they keep it going? Yes, they can. NITA FA applying pressure throughout. They get the ball back defensively. They've gotten the ball back defensively a whole lot of times this football game, but can they use the amount of possession they have and transition that into a goal? As of now, that doesn't seem to be the case, but this could be a good opportunity. Number 7 dribbling in, gets past the defenders. Here comes the pressure from KIIT. Team in blue, applying loads of pressure. Number 7 has to get it away. She does quite nicely there. The ball goes back. NITA FA now trying to get down the middle, unable to do so. They have to play it all the way back, almost to the halfway line. That's what a little pressure could do to an offensive team. As NITA FA looked to play it in, it was a beautiful pass. Didn't quite work out here. It might be a good opportunity. Number 7 has to get there before the goalkeeper. Doesn't work out. And at the end of that passage of play, it is Gemma Soy, number 22 goalkeeper who gets the ball away. It's KIIT have an opportunity to score, not quite. I think a kick. It was a missed kick there by number 7, Shalame Santa of KIIT. Results in the ball getting turned over, but there's a lot more action now in NITA FA's half compared to the last few minutes. Definitely loads more action. It seems as if the team in blue finally starting to play better offensive football. For the last couple of minutes, the ball's primarily been in KIIT's, or I should say NITA FA's half, but the attack must come to an end for KIIT as a throw-in is called in favour of NITA FA. But coming to the goalkeeper, there's an interesting thing that I've noticed about KIIT's goalkeeper. That's Gemma Soy is using the number 22. Now, normally when you think of goalkeeper, you think the number 31, 21, maybe even most of the times number 1 pops out. Sometimes number 2, sometimes 31, 21, they're all there. But 22, that's a new one even for me. Not too many goalkeepers choose or are given number 22. Gemma Soy rocking and rolling with that number as of now. She hasn't had to do much. She's just got to stay active. Stepped out to clear a ball once earlier in this first half. But apart from that, all she had to do was stay active. Her defense has been quite good. I will say, even in the previous feature game that we saw in NITA FA, their defense was really, really good. Part of the reason why you've got to assume that they've won this tournament back to back in recent years as the ball gets cleared out for a NITA FA throw-in. When you look at a team like NITA FA, you see what they're doing good, where they're having the edge over their opponents, and it's surely got to be the defense and the pressure that they're applying on that defense. Seen a lot of goals being conceded just because of pure pressure this tournament so far. That's how Sports Odisha, a team in Group B, gets most of their wins. They apply mountain loads of pressure on their opponent's defense, and it makes them falter, makes them lose confidence, creates spaces, and in the end, it gives them goals. Just recently in a game against Ganjam 11, a couple days ago, they won 39-0. That was mostly because of the pressure that they applied on the defense, as it seems to be a player down now for NITA FA. Coming back to the game itself, player number 3, Bibli Mahanti, seems to have gone down. Seems like she needs medical attention. She was the captain of NITA FA not too long ago. Number 3 player. Seems to be all right. Just need a water break, maybe a lot of fatigue during this part of the day. Time currently is 4:34, which means The sun still hasn't gone down. The sun doesn't set. I don't think it does until 5:40 or 5:50 in this part of India. So conditions are still incredibly hot at the center. It's going to take some amount of time before they eventually cool off. Regardless, the show must go on. KIT take their first shot at goal. I called that a shot because it went straight to the goalkeeper. I think the intent was a shot, not a cross. So that's their first shot at goal for the entire game. NITA FA. And we've gone for NITA FA, KIT. It's come in the 22nd minute. And that's the amount of pressure that NITA FA were able to apply on KIT in this game so far. Team in white go forwards. Can they keep the ball? Yes, they can. Get it off the defense as they progress forwards now. Number 12 tries to play it out to the right flank, not being able to do so. But I reckon they should be able to get it back. I mean, they'll most certainly get it back defensively there. Pipli Mahanti gets it. I think that will be a throw-in for KIT. It certainly is. The ball goes forward from that throw-in, but KIT not being able to do much there. Concede to Pipli Mahanti, who applied a lot of pressure on KIT's number 7 player, Jalami Santa. As NITA FA try to go in once more, not going to happen for the team in white. That's not going to happen for KIT either. A defensive game, this, between both of these teams. So you've got to assume, we're only 24 minutes into this game, but you've still got to assume that the first team to score a goal has loads of potential to actually keep their lead and go on to win it because of just how good both these defenses are. Well, goes that will be a goal. It'll be a throw-in for NITA FA. But the defenses have been very, very good. NITA FA, for the first few minutes of the game, they actually didn't really allow KIT to get inside their own half. In fact, any time KIT actually had possession near the halfway line, they would take it away from them and they'll try to launch their own attack. Just recently, they've been let in a little more. Maybe the players are getting tired, pressurizing them constantly, and just doing enough to keep them out from scoring a goal. The KIT's defense, although they have lost when it comes to majority of possession, they are still the scoreline still scoreless. Neither team has scored a goal, which proves that even though KIT are constantly under pressure, they are able to perform and they're able to keep the ball out the back of the net. As we take the first drinks break of this game, first drinks break of 2. And the 25th minute here, 26th minute here at Odisha Police Ground. And after 26 minutes of football, the scoreline still stands at KIT 0, NITA FA also 0. Back from the drinks break, there'll be a throw-in for NITA FA. Number 5, managing to get the spin, the shots, however, goes wide. A good attempt from number 5, Roshni Tiga. But just not happening as of now for NITA FA. And you've got to assume a defence that's standing stout when there's a multitude of pressure will also be able to stand stout when there is a lesser amount of pressure. NITA FA have got to find this goal quickly. They've applied loads of pressure on KIIT, and soon enough, the human body's just going to let go. It's not going to keep going the full 90 minutes. It's bound to get tired out. It's bound to eventually succumb to fatigue. So at that point, you've got to play a lot safer, you've got to think. With that in mind, I reckon NITA FA, they're going to have to put all their might, all their focus into getting the first goal of this game. But once again, another player's gone down. This time, I think it was because of a foul, not because of the sun. That's a KIIT player there who's fallen to the ground. She's able to get back up, which is a good sign to see. That was Salma Murmu. The victim of the foul, but will be interesting to see what KIIT do with this free kick hit. Now they are within their opponent's half, a little uncontested with the free kick. This is a good opportunity. Number 8. Think she might have been offside. She shoots a shot just wide. The best opportunity for either team in this game came right there for KIIT. Jyotsna Mundari just barely missing the goal. She had to get past the goalkeeper, which first of all is really tough to do when you're in that 1v1 type situation. But then she positioned it quite nicely. I thought it was going in for a second, but just barely missed the mark. But this is going to give KIIT a little bit more confidence, a little bit more fight on the offensive side, maybe. That free kick almost resulted in KIIT's first goal of the game, but they've got to put that behind them and they've got to focus defensively now because here come NITA FA driving down the lane. It's in for the first. What a beautiful goal from number 7 there. Dribbling past the entire defense. Ipshiter out. We just talked about how she was a crucial part of this team earlier on in this game, and bang on in the 31st minute, NITA FA get the first goal. So let's take another look at this then. You can see that as Ipshiter, she's running in, gets past defender number 3. Look at the amount of pressure on her. Almost 4 defenders at one point. Remains calm, remains composed, gets past all of them. She's in her element. And she scores the first goal of this game. It could go on to be the winning goal, considering how this game's progressed. It's a defensive battle between both these teams, so that's how the score could say. One thing's for sure. That attack that we just had, that missed goal opportunity from Jyotsna, if that had gone in, this would not have happened there. You can't really blame it on her too much. But from the highs of getting that far, to even have an attempted goal, to the low of conceding a goal like that, dribbling in, full commitment. Very, very similar to how Messi scored goal against Getafe back in the 2012 La Liga season. Dribbling in from a long way out is really, really tough to keep the ball when there's four defenders on you at the same time, but the composure to just get past all of them and to put in a flamboyant strike as well, that's tough to do. That takes presence of mind. Football is just not a physical game, it's also a mental game. We've got to keep a hold of that as well. And really, in order to win, you need that presence of mind. It's not just when taking penalties, it's not just when taking free kicks, it's throughout the entire game. You're gonna have to be mentally sound and physically, well, available in order to score goals like that. And my God, was Ipswich out there when a team needed her, well, team needed a goal the most. After conceding a shot like that, it's really, really tough to come back from that position. But NITA FA did that quite nicely there as they try to go in for another attack. Called offside by the referee, the assistant referee. So it'll be a goal kick for KIIT, or an offside kick, I should say. But the equation has just changed dramatically for the team in blue. They can no longer play passive football. We've got about 12 minutes left in this first half plus stoppage time. Playing passive is not going to result in getting more goals. They're going to have to be just a little bit more aggressive. They're going to have to up the notch. But as of now, I don't really see any planned attacks. And what I mean by planned attacks is that the ball goes out for a throw in. What I mean by planned attacks is an attack that's been thoroughly thought out. Every single time KIT just play it in with the hope that it finds the right player. And almost every time that doesn't happen. And it sort of kills their momentum and kills their hopes of scoring goals. This surely it cannot go on. I mean, they might get lucky at some point, but that some point might not be in the 90 minutes of football that they're playing today against the two-time defending champions. Playing football defensively is one thing, but defense is not enough by itself. Just like offense is useless without defense, defense is also useless without offense. So KIT, if they're meant to win this game, they're gonna have to play good offensive football as well. As the player seems to have gone down. A non-contact injury there for one of NITA FA's got to assume defenders. I think she went down holding the thigh. Maybe a calf muscle. That could be either because of strain or that could be also because of the heat. Guys are playing. That was Amruta Naik, the player that just went down. And just a reminder to everybody watching this game right now, the current temperature at Cuttack is 34 degrees Celsius, but it feels like 43 degrees. That is hot conditions to be playing a football game in. As attack comes for KIT, can they utilize it properly? Not quite. Picked up by the goalkeeper quite nicely there. And once again, KIT rid of an opportunity to score. But like I was saying, the temperature Currently, it's 34 degrees, feels like 43 degrees. That is absurdly hot. It's 4:49 and the temperature is still this high. These are terrible conditions to be playing football in for anybody. Even if you ask some of the best footballers in the world to play football in these blazing hot conditions, it's going to be really, really tough to do. That's why majority of the games in 2022 World Cup held in Qatar, a desert basically, were held during evening time. They had one game in the afternoon in the group stages and three other games in the evening and through the night. There were games happening even at 10 p.m. local time, which is crazy to think of. But that's just the heat doing its thing, forcing games to be played a little into the ninth as NITA FA with yet another shot to goal. Saved by the goalkeeper. Gemma Soy, number 22, does a job quite nicely there this time around. Keeps the score 1-0. NITA FA, they're still not done. They're still pushing forwards. Number 19 tries to get in. Good work by the defenders, but here comes number 12 trying to play down the middle, but unable to do so once again. Like I said, this defense is going to be tough to penetrate through. KIT, they've come in with an incredibly strong defense for this tournament and a really good offense as well. The reason we're not really able to see most of it is because they're taking on the two-time champions, a team that is as tough as it gets when it comes to defense, really. And so while their offense, KIT's offense, might be really, really good, and the defense is matching that, so you don't really get to see too many attacks from KIT. Like I mentioned earlier, the defenses of both these teams are really, really good. Some of the best in the state. But can the best in the state defense, one of the best in the state defense, KIT, keep NITA FA from scoring another goal in the next 5 minutes? Only time will tell. This goal kick from Soy goes out, so it will be a throw in for NITA FA. I've got to say, KIT that played some great football in this first half. NITA FA have just played better football. It's as simple as that. As they get their second goal on the board, a beautiful triplet goal again. I think this time it was from Ipshita. Ipshita with his second goal of the game. Surely we're going to take a look at that on the replay, but a beautiful passage of football there. The dribbles, the strike, the precision of the strike, all on point. I did say that KIT's defense was going to be really, really tough to break through. They hardly conceded any gaps to NITA FA today. That's how good this defense has been from KIT. Hardly any gaps. But NITA FA have used the gaps, those one or two moments where KIT has actually given them some space and they've worked with it quite beautifully. And the answer to the question, can KIT stop NITA FA from scoring another goal before halftime, is no. But definitely there's something to be learned here for KIT. If you look at this goal again, the throw in, the spin from Ifshar out, I think called the defense off guard. Once again, similar, very, very similar to her first goal. She almost shot it from the exact same place. But there's definitely a learning here for KIT. That's got to be that the left side defense is a little weak. And that left side defense is actually conceding multiple opportunities. So they'll have to work on that, KIT, as this tournament progresses on. Haven't gotten much of the group stages left. They've got to make do with what they've got. And overall, this tournament is mainly aimed for the improvement of these young players. So that matters too. But here, NITA FA closing in on a third goal, maybe? Not quite. Cleared out and taken care of by KIT. This time around at F-side defense and stands stout. There's definitely something going on there. They're conceding a little bit ground whenever a player dribbles in. There's not enough pressure on the offense, if you'd ask me, applied by KIT on that left flank. And that's what sort of prevented. I mean, most of the time, NITA FA try to go in from the right side. And a few times that they had actually gone in from the left side, they've scored. It ultimately just all boils down to pressure. Amount of pressure being applied by KIT in that part of the defense. As they shoot their shots on target to NITA FA's goal, it's taken care of quite nicely by NITA FA's goalkeeper, Sushmita Pun. As the team in blue still struggle to find their first goal of the game. We're about to reach the 45-minute mark. So far, the scoreline is KIIT 2, NITA FA 0. I mean, KIT 0, NITA FA 2. And I was about to say that this first half was going to be quite victorious for NITA FA. Now it's very victorious, I must say, for NITA FA. They've done a brilliant job in getting 2 goals. Done just as well defensively as well to prevent KIIT from scoring 2 goals. As we hit the 45-minute mark, we have 4 minutes of added time then. 4 minutes for either of these teams to score a goal. KIT to reduce the deficit down to 1 goal. And for NITA FA to extend their lead 3-0. We're going to get 4 minutes to get that done. We're going to play on until minute 49. The team in white now kick it in. Can it be recovered by the offense? Not quite, but they do still have the ball as they play it down the right side once again. Here's Suleika, number 14. Gets past defender number 5. Tries to play it into teammate number 5, but doesn't quite work out there for Suleika. There's a change in possession and might be a change in momentum depending on how KIT deal with this. Although surely get a throw in there. They're not quite able to keep possession. Time is running out in this first half. And if you're KIT, you've got to be gutted with yourself. One of the worst possible times to score, or to concede, I should say, a goal is, well, they're two times, around the stroke of half time, and even worse is around the stroke of full time. KIIT here will concede 2 goals on the stroke of half time. And NITA FA get their third. It was a beautiful strike once again from the team in white. And the lead extends 3-0 now in favour of the two-time defending champions. Let's take another look at this attack then. Number 19 drives in, puts the cross. It's quite a nice cross. Number 7, Ipshita out as she tried to get a hat-trick, got boxed up a little bit. But player number 5, Roshni Tigger, makes sure that the ball does end up in the back of the net for a third time this game. But they might get their fourth here. Scramble defense. Here comes Suleika. It's off the post. Very nearly the fourth for NITA FA, but it's off the post. How close was that? The lead almost got doubled from 2-0 to 4-0 in a matter of 1.5 minutes. But it's not to be, at least as of now. Should be cleared by KIIT as we reach the dying stages of this first half. Last few seconds. These FA there, I think they did a good job. One of KIIT's players went down and they were kind enough to clear the ball out in order to stop the play. I think we're just going to get one more kick. We've reached the 49-minute mark. It's 4 minutes past half time. 45-minute mark, I should say. So with the throw, we should be ending the first half. Depends on how much time the referee is willing to add on, really. Number 5 takes a long run, throws it in. But who's recovered by? I think that's a handball there from number 19. Not called by the referee, not appealed by anybody else either. Ball goes all the way back to NITA FA's defense. Number 19 driving in. This seems to be a good opportunity for NITA FA to get their fourth goal. Maybe they'll play it out to the right, but they're not able to keep hold of possession. We played one extra minute. So we play 5 additional minutes to the 45-minute mark. And the referee finally blows the whistle, indicating half-time. Well, these first 45 minutes of football has been quite exciting to watch. It seemed as if in the early stages that it would be a defensive battle, and the winner of the defensive battle would end up winning the game. But NITA FA, they have absolutely blown this competition out of the water in this first half. They scored an early goal driving in. They scored a second goal driving in. And a third goal came in the 47th minute then to give them a 3-0 lead heading into half time. So a confirmation of the score. After 45 minutes of football, it is KIIT 0, NITA FA 3. Welcome back, everybody, to second half coverage. Match 18 of the Odisha Women's League between KIIT, KISS versus NITA Football Academy. Currently, after 45 minutes of football, it is NITA Football Academy or NITA FA with a 3-0 lead. Team in white. They looked on the front foot the entire game. They were pushing forwards. They were looking to create more opportunities. And it seems as if everything's going their way now. Suleika drives in. The cross is perfect. The goal comes in. And within 1 minute of football in the second half, the lead has changed. A 4-goal lead emerges for NITA FA as Roshni Tigger gets her second goal of the game. The run from Suleika, the cross, the control and the finish, all on point for NITA FA. And this defense of KIIT, which looked to be insurmountable for so long, is starting to fall apart now. 4-0. Well, in the 48th minute of the first half, it looked as if NITA FA would be able to get their fourth goal, but it sort of bounced off the post and rid them the opportunity of celebrating 4-0 in the first half. But now, at the 46th minute, they've found their fourth goal. Roshni Tigger still with the ball. Taken over by Suleika. She's going to have some problems kicking it in. But tell you what, NITA FA are on a roll. What a beautiful strike. I think this was from Kundok Babambalika. We're going to have to confirm that, though. But what a strike and what a goal. A long ranger this time round. And no, this time it was from Sheila Singh. Number 17 midfielder gets her first goal of the game. And suddenly, just like that, 2 goals in 2 minutes, the lead is up to 5-0 for NITA FA. How things can change in a matter of few minutes in football. The team in white with a beautiful downfield pass, pushing for a sixth. Number 19 crosses it in. Suleika puts it up. Caught by the keeper. The return kick should be defended. I think it will be a free kick anyways. 2 players have gone down in the box. Most certainly the goalkeeper of KIT, Gemma Soy. I think another attacker. A golden opportunity for NITA FA there to score their 6th, but they are 5-0 up. That's good to see. What's not good to see is 2 players lying down near the goalpost in a world of pain. Surely you've got to think there must have been some collision there between the goalkeeper and the attacker when they were going for the ball. And indeed, it was player number 19 who went down, Rukmani Murbu. She was the artist behind that attack. She drove in, she put in the cross, couldn't quite get it to one of her teammates quick enough. Seemed like it would be cleared without too much effort from KIT. Turned out to be a huge brawl near the goalpost. It does result in a foul for KIT. But they are now massively on the back foot. They didn't get too many opportunities to score in the first half. In fact, they only had 1 real opportunity. And ever since that opportunity went by for KIT to score, NITA FA have managed to find 5 whole goals. They scored on the 31st, 40th, 47th, 46th. Well, 45 plus 2, I guess I'd say it like that. 46th and 47 minutes. It is unbelievable how quickly things can change because KIT, they were just inches away from finding their first goal in that first half before NITA FA, and now, ever since that, they've conceded 5. As here comes the kick, saved by the goalkeeper, Gemma Soy, being able to jump up high enough to get the ball in the hand. She'll drop kick it in past the halfway line. And who's recovered by KIT, managed to keep a hold of the ball, but not for long. Taken care of by NITA FA. But that's what one golden missed opportunity can do to you. If you're KIT, that's honestly gut-wrenching. They were so close to scoring their first goal before NITA FA found any of their 5 goals. And now they've ended up in a position where they're 5-0 down, and where that goal could have given them more momentum than any bit of defensive masterclass. But here come KIT, number 7, trying to get to the ball in time. I don't think she's done that. Be a throw-in for NITA FA. The sun's finally started to set. Hasn't completely set. It's going to take some time for that. Still quite hot in Katak. KIT still trying to get a hold of the ball and not be able to maintain possession quite soundly. And I think there's a player down. Yes, there is. Player down for KIT. Salma Murmu. They gotta have the physio have a check on her once more. And playing the entirety of the first half in these hot conditions could just be fatigue. Could have had contact with a player, with another player. No foul called by the referee, so it's probably just fatigue as of now. But you've got to feel that if KIT, they don't end up scoring a goal before we hit minute 60, it could be over for them. Well, they're going to resume by, well, it seemed like they would take a kick in. They decide to play defensively. And here comes the pressure from KIT. And this pressure is what kept NITA FA from scoring goals in the first 30 minutes of this game. So turnover prevents any other chance scoring goal, or does it? Not quite. Possession does stay with NITA FA as they drive down once again. Number 9 gets past defender number 3, puts in a really big cross. I almost found the right player, but it is cleared by Jyotsna Mundari. Once again, Jyotsna manages to get clearance and prevents NITA FA's opportunity, NITA FA's chances scoring a goal, at least in that little passage of play. But now the team in white, they'll have a throw in. Saleka will take it. It's gone a long way into the box. But Saleka will put in a cross. Should be caught by the goalkeeper. Is caught quite nicely by goalkeeper Soy. Gemma Soy, goalkeeper of KIIT. I don't really blame her for making any of those mistakes, really. It's done quite nicely. NITA FA, their shot-taking capability is showing out in this game. So they play it all the way over to the other side on the right flank, number 9. Maybe could have cut across. Does do it now. Plays it out to 2. Takes the shots in. Still with NITA FA. And a change of possession there. Ball go the way of KIIT, or will it? Immediately, NITA FA take back possession. And they're just not allowing KIIT to retain possession ever. Whenever they get to it, there's just so much pressure on them that they give it up. And at some point, there's got to be realization that, well, what's the worst that can happen? We lose 6-0. That's something that has to happen to KIIT. Like, put goal differential aside. You can score goals by being offensive minded if you're KIIT. But here comes a cross from number 5. It goes out for a corner. Like I was saying, surely KIIT, they have to commit to a full offense at some point in this game. And if they don't do it quick enough, they might just end up losing this game. There's still a chance. There's always still a chance. Score goals to find 5 goals, especially when you've got over 30 minutes left. But it's really challenging. It's really, really tough to do. Here comes the corner from NITA FA. They don't have to worry about scoring another 5 goals. They can just worry about keeping their lead as of now. Maybe even increasing it, as once again, good clearance by Jyotsna Mundari. She's cleared the ball 3 different times in the past couple minutes. And all 3 of the times it could have been quite easy a goal scoring opportunity for NITA FA. So it's good to see that she's keeping the pressure up. In fact, she was the player that initiated KIIT's best chance at goal. She got past the defenders. She was right there where she needed to be, but she barely missed her shots. It's only been south from there as NITA FA driving down. Can they get to the ball first? Not quite. Saved by the goalkeeper, Gemma Soy. But the ball will go the other way as a foul's called by the referee. Jyotsna Mundari goes down. Player number 8 of KIIT, and it will be a free kick to the team in blue. Well, a long run up and a long kick in. And it's saved by the goalkeeper, but huge amounts of contact. I think contact on the head between Susmetapun and Kuntok Ambalika. Well, that was definitely the goalkeeper's one to save. She can see that she's gotten there, and she's actually saved the ball quite nicely. But Ambalika just completely unaware of the situation. That was a hard hit from Susmetapun. Anybody on the receiving end of it would have been battered and bruised, most certainly. And this time it's unfortunately Ambalika who's on the other side of that heavy collision. She looks to get up. It's one of those scenarios where more than the pain of just hitting another person, the static noise that plays in your brain, and also followed by the tingle, if you will, is what sort of annoys you the most, along with the pain during head collisions. We've seen a lot of times in football, these things hurt and these things should be dealt with utmost care. It seems as if the referee asked for a restart of the game after, guess she wasn't ready. Either way, it's still NITA FA with the ball. Now it's maybe KIT with the ball, not quite. Once again, just not being able to hold possession after passing that halfway line. Conceding it quite quickly too. But here we go, number 5 plays it out to number 9. Will take a shot miles wide. Definitely wasn't the best strike from player number 9 of NITA FA. Been brought in as a substitute, Sheikha Malik. But here we go, another opportunity for the team in white as they drive in. Should be a corner. As if Shitterao tried to go for a hat-trick, I think. Both if Shitterao and player number 5, Roshni Tigger, are on hat-tricks. Well, if they score another goal, they're going to get hat-tricks, so they're going to be very, very aggressive or active inside the box as the ball comes in a long way wide. Well, I guess they shouldn't really be concerned about their hat-trick there. The corner was definitely not the best that we've seen today. The ball goes the other way. NITA FA somehow on the other side, getting a throw in. Playing it in, but it's currently KIT with the ball. But no, it's NITA FA once again taking over. They swiftly turn over possession back to KIT as the team in blue try to play it in. But once again being halted right around the halfway line. And football, you hear commentators mostly saying in the build-up into the goal. And that's when the ball gets passed around a lot. The build-up to the goal. That's when the ball gets passed around a lot. And teams analyze positions and play the right shots, take the right shots at the right time before the ball ends up finally going into the back of the net. There's nothing resembling that currently for KIT. There is no build-up, and that's what's sort of concerning if you're a fan of KIT as of now. Because since there's no build-up, there's really no forward momentum. It's just one momentum that's being is just them getting the ball, playing it in, and whenever it doesn't work out, all the momentum that they had with having the ball in their own half is cut off. It's number 9 slows down, plays across, finds a player. Number 15 shoots it straight to the goalkeeper. coming back to what I was saying, there's just absolutely zero build-up. It's a shot taken similar to this, and something like that oftentimes ends up happening. Suleika with the shots goes in for the fifth. Goes in for the sixth, actually. We've had a lot of goals this game. And finally, number 14, Suleika gets on the scorer sheets as NITA FA finally take a 6-0 lead. It seemed for quite some time that after that early phase of scoring in the second half, things had come back to normal. KIIT could have more chances at goal, but Suleika gets the ball away, puts in a beautiful strike past Gemma Soy, and earns her team the sixth goal of the game. In a game which I think for the first 30 minutes I anticipated to be a defensive game primarily. That's just simply not the case. That's just how the tides can turn in football. The tables have been turned, and it's certainly no longer a defensive game. Rather, it's a blowout game in favor of NITA FA. They're proving exactly why. They're the two-time defending champions, or back-to-back defending champions in this tournament. But here we go, KIIT with the ball in their opponent's half. They haven't managed to lose it, and now they might actually have a chance. They get to the ball quick enough. Bit too much on that forward pass. That's once again preventing the team in blue from getting their first score of the game. But the ball's played into the other side, cleared out by KIIT. So it will be a goal kick to NITA FA. Taken by Amberza Naik. Plays it into Roshni. Roshni Tigger. She conceded possession, but gets the ball back. She's on a hat-trick, remember? She gets a third goal. If she gets another goal, that's a hat-trick. Complete. So I think she will be pushing for it at this point. As Amrita Naik plays it in. As he puts it in, though, can Suleika get to it? Not quite. The ball goes back. Number 13 takes a very weak shot. This is a much stronger shot, but goes wide right for NITA FA. Suddenly, the team in blue, who should be attacking, seems as if NITA FA are somewhat well, I should say KIT, the team that should be attacking, they're defending more than attacking, which is not good. And I think after those 6 goals, we have a change of goalkeeper. As Gemma Soy subbed out, and in place of her, for the rest of the game, we will see Mamita Marji. But here we go once again, NITA FA driving forwards. Suleika, she attempted a rainbow flick one other time in this tournament and didn't work out for her then. And almost got the job done now. I mean, when you're up by this much, I guess you could try whatever you want. Number 15, trying to get past defender number 3. Doesn't happen, but she does get the ball back. Thought it would be cleared quite comfortably by defense there, but They've allowed NITA FA to take the ball back. And all they have pushed them all the way back to their own half. At this point, defending doesn't matter. What matters is scoring goals. And the goals are just not coming for KIIT. In fact, they're conceding a lot more chances. Number 6 drives in, 1v1, it's into the back of the net. We'll take another look at this then. This is the run from Suleika. She scored the 6th goal of the game, but now the scoreline's changed once more. Player number 6, a substitute midfielder, Nirata Baragare, manages to find NITA FA's 7th goal, a 1v1 with the goalkeeper. Maybe the goalkeeper could have been a little bit more active. They're throwing her hands up, making herself look a little bit bigger maybe, but it's just not happening for KIIT as drinks breaks taken now at the end of the 71st minute. And boy, oh boy, are things looking one-sided here at Odisha Police Grounds. Heading into what will be the final drinks break of the game. It is NITA FA 7, KIIT 0. Back from the drinks break, we started from the center because NITA FA managed to find their 7th goal of this game. We've got 18 minutes, or well, 17 minutes plus an added time in order for something to happen now for KIIT. They've got to score at least 7 goals without conceding any as of now in order to grab at least a point out of this. But so far, it just doesn't seem like it's happening. They haven't been defensively active, KIIT. They will get an opportunity right here. A throw in NITA FA's own half. Because they look to play it in. It's not executed properly. Bit of miscommunication there, and it's going to give the team in white the ball back as they look to play it in once more. Possession will go the way of KIIT as of now. Throw in. And the kick go all the way back to NITA FA's penalty box. But once again, picked up quite nicely by Susmita Pun. She plays it in. It's a perfect pass almost to player number 6. Will weave past the defenders, maybe. Play it out to number 2. Amrita Naik. A very heavy second dribble. But this time I think it will be an NITA FA throw-in as we reach the 75-minute mark in this football game. 15 minutes plus stoppage time to go. in match number 18 of the Odisha Women's League. And it doesn't get, well, it does, but it doesn't get better than this for NITA FA. They scored their first goal late into the first half. Not too late, late into the first half. They found their second and third goals incredibly late into the first half, almost at half time. And the goals have just kept on coming for the team in white. So I think a foul throw, not a foul throw. Oh, yes, to a foul throw. A foul throw done by NITA FA will give the ball to KIIT. But once again, they're not able to utilize it too effectively. And the ball's gone the way of NITA FA once more. And now the team in white, they can focus a little less on throw-ins and a little more on just, well, wasting time, if you will. Throw-ins aren't a great way to waste time, but maybe they want to focus a little bit more on attacks. We'll soon find out where they played this one. So Laker right all the way down lane. She's called offside by the referee, but KIIT have got to start maximizing on their opportunities. They've got to, first of all, create opportunities in order to maximize on them, because they always play it in. They always kick it in. They don't want to deal with the pressure that NITA FA's defense will apply on them, so they kick it in and hope that the ball finds the right person and the person goes on to score a goal. That just hasn't happened in this football game. Just has not happened once. And what was a game plan now is turning into desperation. KIIT trying to execute their strategy, but it's just not working out for them. They're throwing it in. Well, it's neat for a face throw in, but they do get the ball back for a moment and do still have it. Can the team in blue cause an upset here and find 7 goals in 12 minutes plus stoppage time? Number 12 plays it on to 6. 6 tries to take her time to shoot, but she doesn't get too much. And a few errors here and a few errors there. Give the ball back to NITA FA as the flag is up once again for Suleika. Well, she's got a goal in this game, but otherwise she's had quite a few offside goals. I thought they just started to get away from her. The offside calls started to get away from her, but now here they come once more. She has... The offside flag has been her enemy throughout this game then. Throughout the entire 79 minutes that we played so far. I think Suleika's been caught offside 5 or 6 times already. But nonetheless, NITA FA have the lead, have a huge lead, and they, at this point, could almost do whatever they want. They could waste time, they can concede possession, they can have possession, they can go for goal. And here's number 15, crossing it in, cleared by the goalkeeper, heavy touch by number 15. She's laughing. She won't mind that. As the ball's played in once more, NITA FA just unable to penetrate the defense as of now, but KIIT, the team that's most certainly been unable to penetrate the defense, as I didn't even notice this, but there seems to have been a goalkeeper substitution. for NITA FA. Looks like both teams have changed their goalkeeper. They've subbed off Susmit Apun, and instead they're playing number 22, Sakro. Believe all that for now, because NITA FA driving down, go for a cross. Can they get it to where it's supposed to be? Not quite. The ball goes long, and it should be a goal kick to the team in blue. But Sakro Hembram, the goalkeeper who comes in for Susmitapun, NITA FA, essentially they have the freedom to try out whatever they want at this point. 7-0 lead. It doesn't seem as if KIIT are really doing anything to apply pressure on that 7-0 lead, which is the worst part. They're trying their best, but it doesn't seem like they're trying their best. But definitely this group of 15 girls from representing KIIT, they have tons of potential. They have a great defensive mindset, which I quite like about a team. But offensively, they've got absolutely nothing going right now. Even while being 7-0 down in the 82nd minute, there's just nothing. They're a good defensive team, but they've got to get that offense working too. And I think if they can get that offense to just click, and surely they can play better football. As ball goes out once again for a NITA FA throw-in. Team in white, just moments away, just minutes away. Surely at this point from another victory in this tournament. Although the sun has set here at Qatar, hasn't made a difference in NITA FA's quest for goals. Off the post again. It'll be a goal kick for KIIT, but that's the second time Suleika's hit the ball straight to the post. That to the left post. She did it once in the first half, and she's done it again. If she'd hit it just a little bit further right to the post, it would have been a hat trick right now. You've got to think. But I was saying previously that although the sun has set, I said that NITA FA's football hasn't changed. And another thing that hasn't changed is the temperature. It looks very cloudy over there, but most certainly it is starting to get hot. I mean, it's still hot here in Qatar. The temperature as of now, 32 degrees, but it still feels like 41. And for these guys, it probably feels like 60 degrees Celsius out there on the football field right now. As the ball played in, should be a comfortable goal kick. I think it will be. Oh, there's a bit of a fight. Number 6 takes it away. But the advantage doesn't last for long. I think it will be a corner. At the very least, maybe even a throw-in. It is a throw-in for NITA FA. Number 15 now with the ball, plays it back. Oh, to enemy lines. KIIT trying to get the ball back. They had a good opportunity there. There wasn't too many people back on defense. There weren't too many players back on defense, I should say. But nevertheless, things are not going KIIT's way this entire game. From the attacks to the defense, just nothing's gone their way today. I mean, with the way they're playing, you can see what they can do. You can see what they're capable of, but they're just having an off day. It's similar to 11 players having a bad day, if you will. Like in football, if one or two players have a bad day, no big deal. Somebody can come in with a good day, replace them. But when the entire team energy is just negative on negative upon negative upon negative, it gets tough to play at that point. I'm not saying negative as in mindset wise, I'm saying negative as in bad day, good day wise. As number 6, she's got some pace in her. Running a long way to receive that ball, but I think that first touch might have been a little too heavy. She still has the ball, though. Somehow manages to get it out for number 2, but plays it across. I don't think that's gone into the back of the net. No, it's not. Very little time left in this football game between KIIT and NITA. As of now, surely that's a foul, first of all. KIIT being quite desperate in their efforts to find at least one goal in this game, starting to foul, but like I said, nothing is going their way as of now. Can only hope that they come back better, stronger, faster, more positive in their next game, and they can do better. Because I've been saying it multiple times this game, this team, this group of 15 players has got potential to be future Indian stars, essentially. They've just got to tap into it. They haven't tapped into it yet, but they have potential to do it. But as of now, as we close into full time, the scoreline stands at NITA FA 7, KIIT 0.